So the other day I saw somebody say something very interesting. They said everybody talks about investing in stocks and investing in all these different things, but nobody tells you what to invest in, where to invest in, and how to go about even investing in stocks. And I said, I got you. So in this video, we're going to talk about where to invest in stocks. If you want to check out how to invest in stocks, check out this video up here. But anyway, let's get this thing started. All right? Whoosh. What's going on, people? It's your boy Kalechi back with another video. If this is your first time around these parts, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy anything that you see around here, hit that like button. Turn that thing, say it with me now, blue. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. Like I said at the very beginning, we're gonna be talking about where to invest in stocks. And the first thing you gotta do when you wanna invest in stocks is to open something called a brokerage account. A brokerage account is just a fancy bank account that allows you to buy and sell stocks. It basically is the middleman for you to be able to find buyers and sellers of different kinds of stocks. However, there are different types of brokerage accounts. You have your tax advantage brokerage accounts and you have your tax disadvantage brokerage accounts. Let's break down the tax advantage ones first. If you've ever heard of anything like a 401k, a HSA, an IRA, a 529, a UTMA, a UTGA, all of these words and letters that they just put together that just seem so random to you, all of these are different types of tax advantaged brokerage accounts. Basically, it's the government trying to incentivize people to do something for themselves. And how is the one way that the government is able to incentivize people to move in a certain direction? Through taxes, by promising to reduce people's tax burden. For example, the 401k account and the IRA account is basically an account that's designed to make people save for their retirement, because the government is like, we're not sure that we're going to have the money to be able to support you when you retire, especially with people living longer and longer. The government is like, we don't want none of those burdens. So they incentivize us to save for our retirement. And if we do that, either they reduce our tax burden now or they reduce our tax burden when it's time for us to retire. Or if you take the HSA, for example, it's an incentivized account that is for you to be able to save for health expenses, or a 529 account, which is for you to be able to save for your children's college tuition and college fund, or just school funds in general. So these are different incentivized ways that the government uses to get people to move in a positive directions for their life, so that it later on helps the economy as a whole. But then we also have the disadvantaged or tax disadvantaged accounts, which is probably the one you've probably heard a lot more about. These are things like your Robinhood accounts, your Webull accounts, your M1 Finance accounts, all these different accounts that you see commercials of all the time, or you see YouTubers promoting all the times. These are just regular brokerage accounts that don't have any kind of tax incentives on them. If you invest money in these accounts and you sell your investments and you make a profit, these will get taxed. These are the two main differences between the two. So now the question is, how do I go about choosing what brokerage to open, which one to open at what time? All those questions that can pop up in your head. Don't worry, Kalechi got you covered. So here's how I generally break down which account to invest in and when to invest in it. Generally, I suggest to everybody, if you work somewhere that offers you a 401k plan, definitely please contribute to that plan, because most of the time your employer is probably going to match you up to a certain amount, which means it's free money that you're leaving on the table. So definitely, if your employer has a 401k plan sponsored for you, definitely opt into that thing. If you don't have an employer sponsored 401k plan, then do an IRA. Even if you do have a 401k plan sponsored by your employer, definitely still open up a Roth IRA. In this account, this is going to be you contributing towards your retirement account, but you get tax advantage on these things. In other words, in a Roth IRA, what happens is your money gets to grow tax-free, and so the government can't tax you on the other side. For example, Peter Thiel was able to invest $1,000 and turn that thing into billions and billions of dollars. And the government didn't see one penny from that money that he made investing through the Roth IRA. I'm not saying you're about to turn into a billionaire just because you invested in a Roth IRA, but I am saying that you can turn into a millionaire because you invested in your Roth IRA. After that, I'll say start looking into other types of brokerage accounts. These are your tax disadvantaged accounts. For example, I would suggest everybody look into opening an M1 Finance account. Link down in the description, by the way, because I believe this is the best platform that actually incentivizes you to invest for the long haul, which you will learn about that if you watch this video up here talking about how to pick stocks and how to invest. But this is the way that I'll go about it. I would say if you don't have a Roth IRA right now, I'll suggest three main ones you should look at: Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab. Those are the three that I'll say If you don't have one, go check those ones out. Now, if you want to just open a regular brokerage account, then I'll say check out M1 Finance or public.com. Those are the two that I would suggest for you to go check out. But generally, this is how you go about it. It's not that difficult once you understand all the lingo and all the numbers and all the randomness that can come with investing. But I hope y'all learned one, maybe two things out of this entire thing. And if you did, hit that like button. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. But I'm gonna catch you up on the next one. Remember, generosity is always greater than greed. God bless each and every single one of y'all. And your boy is out of here.